Now, last season, Deion Sanders and Colorado made history, completely overhauling the Buffs roster and bringing in 51 new players through the transfer portal. And they did overachieve, beating their expected wins total of 3.5. Now, will this form of roster building become the norm? That's TBD, but let's take a look at programs in the upcoming cycle with some major needs. And with that, we'll welcome in our national college football reporter, Brandon Marcello, with his list of top 5 buyers in the portal. And Brandon, we'll start with the obvious. Colorado likely to draw attention again for its portal usage as it heads to the Big 12. What position group are they pursuing?
Boy, they need offensive linemen. You guys have seen Deion Sanders running for his life out there. They're 107th nationally this season in pressure rate. Shedeur has been doing an amazing job there, but he needs help along that offensive line. They brought in 7 transfers this past offseason. Only 3 of them are really contributing all that much. And by the way, 2 of them came from Kent State. The offensive coordinator, Sean Lewis, came from Kent State, and his future is in question as well. So you wonder, what's that offensive line even going to look like? They need linemen now. Deion Sanders, within the last couple of weeks, even said, big picture, you got to go get new linemen. That's the picture, and I'm going to paint it perfectly. They have got to hit the transfer portal and get some linemen. And that's difficult. It's one of the most difficult positions to secure top-tier talent because a lot of those guys, they stay at home. They stay at their current school. With that NIL money, you start spending that a little bit more. Colorado, they're not going to be as heavy in the portal this year, but the offensive line, they're going to go straight after.
Brandon, we know that he brought his luggage with him to Boulder. He probably needs the big, heavy-duty size ones for this portal. That's probably the difference, right, between them taking a big leap and taking a huge leap right now this season and the first year under Deion Sanders. At number 4, Brandon, you have Notre Dame as well trying to fill a need this offseason.
Yeah, I think the offense there at Notre Dame is going to look a little bit different going into the next season. Sam Hartman, the quarterback there, he's going to be gone. They've got a bunch of young receivers there on the roster who've been thrown into the fire this year because of injuries. And it looks like the coaching staff doesn't really have a lot of trust in them. Not really throwing the ball down the field as much here in this last half of the season. Sam Hartman's numbers have dropped as a result. I do think in the next couple of weeks, those numbers are going to go up because of the competition they're facing on that schedule. But they have got to hit the portal and go find some receivers, maybe get 2 of them. They might also be looking at the quarterback spot, but right now it's very, very clear they need some veteran leadership in that room at the receiver spot.
Brandon, next at number 3, you have FSU. Mike Norvell has never been portal shy. Where is he shopping?
Well, listen, they have got a strong roster even going into next season. Of course, they're going to probably want to maybe look at quarterback, but the really big one for me is that edge. You got to replace Jared Verse. He demands so much attention rushing the passer that he's going to be a huge, huge loss here in the offseason. And you look, they've got bodies on that roster, but they don't have anybody dynamic. Patrick Payton's coming back. He's got about 29 to 30 quarterback hurries this season. But outside of that, they don't really have like a superstar guy or even a guy you might say he would repeat his name 2 or 3 times on Saturdays on these game broadcasts. So they have got to go find an elite pass rusher.
At number 2, you have the USC Trojans. They're no strangers to the transfer portal either. What will Lincoln Riley be looking to fill?
You know, they got 4 linemen committed right now, but they need some veteran guys to come in to fill some spots. They got a 5th-year senior who's leaving there at center, some very critical spots to fill there. And this just tells you how much better USC could be even offensively. Consider this, Caleb Williams, who's dynamic, as we all know, at quarterback. He's number 1 in being able to extend plays, according to Pro Football Focus's data, 2.84 seconds before he gets pressure. But the pressure rate allowed by the USC offensive line is one of the worst in the country at 72nd nationally. So Caleb Williams is taking chicken salad and whatever you want to say the saying is. But to me, they've got to go hit that transfer portal and bring in some help along that offensive line. Everybody's going to be focused on the quarterback spot. Who follows Caleb Williams? Should he go to the NFL, which he probably will, we all know. But that offensive line is going to have to start there because I think that offense could take a huge step back. As much as everybody talks about that defense, that offense could take a huge step back if they don't fill some holes there on the offensive line.
And your number 1 team in need is LSU, which really just needs an entire defensive reset. But which position group do you think is the biggest need for them?
Man, that defensive backfield. I mean, listen, they've been hamstrung by injuries. They had 4 transfers come in. They haven't been able to contribute as much as they want to because of injuries or other off-the-field situations. And here's the other thing. High school recruiting isn't going so well in the defensive backfield right now. They had 5 commitments. That's down to 3. In fact, they just had a decommitment on Monday back there. So they've got to go find some immediate help, maybe get 2 guys at the cornerback spot in particular. That pass defense, guys, if they had any semblance of life back there, this LSU team would be contending for the SEC West title, if not winning it. And Jaden Daniels, a quarterback, just carrying that team. The pass defense this year, 110th nationally, allowing 6.5 yards after the catch. Bad stuff. They need bodies.
It's a wild stat. Quick reminder to the viewer, please like this stream, hit the thumbs up button at the bottom of the video. Brandon, we have a viewer question for you. They ask, which position do the majority of teams need to aim for in the portal this year?
Oh, quarterback by far. My colleague Chris Hummer had a great piece today on the portal needs. I counted 18 teams that had quarterback at like the number 1 or number 2 spot there. There's going to be a lot of big-time programs, especially in the ACC, up to maybe half of the ACC teams. They're going to go portal shopping for quarterbacks. And look in the SEC as well. Several teams there, including Auburn, might go portal shopping as well. I think there's going to be 1 or 2 big quarterbacks enter the portal. Things to watch there. Obviously at Texas, Malik Murphy potentially. Who knows? But listen, there are some big-time teams here, some blue blood teams that are going to go portal shopping for quarterbacks.
18 teams in need of a QB. Wow. Brandon, thanks for joining us. And for more of Brandon's work and for more portal updates, class rankings, player grades, and more, be sure to visit 247sports.com and subscribe for VIP content.